Hey, so I'm Darina Neyret. I have a portrait business with photography here in downtown Vancouver. And I've gotten together today with Alta because we've been talking about all this stuff we're learning, especially me. I'm coming new to it through the process of doing portraiture for people. I've now discovered through some podcasts that I'm listening to about neuroplasticity and neuroscience, how related it all is and how um, the portrait experience with me has been such a catalyst for people, mainly women. And I specialize in photographing women over 40. So the menopause thing is connected, but the catalyst that it is for people to actually start changing and making these shifts. And I'm like, this is what neuroplasticity is, when we start thinking and taking action in positive ways through growth, doing things that are a little scary and going through it, or you know just stretching yourself, trusting somebody else and doing something creative together. All of those things help your brain create the new neural pathways, which are, like, it's a big word right now, neuropathway, right? But it is really, really true. And I've just organically kind of seen that with my clients over the past few years. And that thing of alignment, when you want your inner world and your outer world to be good, you want to just have all these things come together, and then the physical part of it is huge as well. So Alta and I have done things together and collaborated on some stuff, and I always love what she has to say too. So Alta.
So nice to be meeting with you, Darina, like this, because I can imagine, like, my name is Alta. I'm the owner of Foundation Fitness and Nutrition. I work with women 40s and above, generally going through perimenopause and menopausal symptoms. We look to lose that meno weight, gain strength, gain the endurance, take back a bit of control of your life and your body, feeling so dang good, and being able to wear anything you want to wear with confidence and comfort. And I've worked with Darina before, doing a couple of fabulous photography sessions. And I am sitting here going, yep, yep. Even when I felt best in my body, there still is a struggle. There still is that inner talk that goes on that makes us a little scared of what that experience means, how we feel in our own body, our past beliefs and thoughts that we have about ourselves, and then how that translates into our photos, and the magic that comes out of that. It's a transformative experience. And what I find, having worked with Darina and having had clients work with Darina as well, is those thoughts and beliefs, whether they currently stand with us, meaning, do we believe those things right now? Do we accept those things about ourselves? And then deciding, is it a yes, is it a no? And then beginning to align, who are you
Yeah.
now?
And
What,
deciding what's real.
yes, what is real?
Yeah, because some people are like, oh, my this or my that, and it's like, from the outside we're looking going, you're gorgeous, what are you talking about? But we amplify things in a really funny, interesting way too. So
Yes. Well, here's the real deal, right? Women, I'm going to speak to mamas especially. When was the last time you were in a photograph of yourself with your family by yourself that you loved? Right? First off, I'm going to imagine the answer is, oh, the last time I was in the photograph was years ago, right? I'm going to bet. And why is that? Why is that? And it's generally the way we feel about ourselves. Maybe we don't like our arms today, or the way our stomach's hanging, right? Or whatever. We could list off the things that we don't like about ourselves easily, right? But if asked, what is something that you love? What would you be happy to display? And people have a challenging time doing that. And it's based off of past experiences, past beliefs, and we can't get past that yet. Like you mentioned, on the outside looking in, we're like, what? So I love that we're chatting here today, because it's going, what's real, what isn't, and then how can we align our truth, our authentic selves into how you authentically want to live your life. And honestly, it's saying yes to the things that you truly want to say yes to, and that alignment.
Yeah. And what I really want to work on, and I'm sure you do this too, is those negative thoughts and the negative self-talk to diminish and diminish and diminish and diminish until we replace all that with, I'm okay. I'm alive today. My body carries me through life with, everything I've got. And no more, well, my nose is too this, or I don't have a flat stomach, or, to just walk through life without all that baggage. That's like where I want to get people to,
Yes. And in my coaching programs, we call that rewiring the brain. And that's where it begins. Okay. Because we all have negative thoughts. We all have these beliefs and thoughts that we maybe never even invited in, right? But that comes from our family, growing up, culture, marketing, all of these thoughts and beliefs that are in our subconscious now that get pulled to the forefront when it's time to do something something strange, something out of our comfort zone. And at this time, it's usually, and what I see with clients, it's like, nope, 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 nope. This is how we've always done it. This is how we've always felt about it. And this is the block that keeps us from moving forward. And so as you begin to rewire, one, you first have to become aware. What was that thought that just passed through my brain that made me go, nope, that's out of my comfort zone? So becoming aware of that, you could even name it something, right? Call it whatever it is, right? And then begin to go, as you become aware, as you call it out, then you begin rewiring that thought. So what was it? Was it, I'm not good enough? Was it, nope, that shakes too more than it should? Is it whatever? Then you begin to stop it and go, no, that's not my truth. Mm-hmm. Rewire your truth or gratitude toward that. Thank you, arms. You allow me to take one trip from the car to the house with your groceries, allow me to hug on my people, allow me to do the push-ups in my workout, whatever it might be. That is your truth. And when you begin to rewire and begin to send those messages in a more constant method, you'll begin to start feeling it. You'll begin to start acting it. And that is what you want to start off with.
Yeah, because our mind, this is the thing that the science is proving now, is like your mind is the most powerful thing you have, and you can think your way to these kinds of changes, to rewiring your brain. We're proving this scientifically now. Like, you just think it, do it. Think it, do it, And it's my mentor, Sue Bryce, she talks about, our thoughts and our feelings are like, you're sitting in a car, you're the driver, like this is all you, and on the front seat next to you are your thoughts and feelings, and they're like 3-year-old terrorists, because this is where you formulated a lot of your shit, right? And so they're all jumping up and down on the seat, screaming and yelling with all the, and you just, it's like, you have to kind of just take that down and drive your car, and not let the old things that traumatized you when you were 3 or 5 years old, you can get over it. You can unravel those things that, all the signals, and a lifetime of signals that we've had from what we call the gloss of patriarchal beauty standards, which says we're not good enough because of this and this and this and this and this, right?
Yeah, I love that analogy, right? I often call it the toddler brain or the teenage brain, right? And they can go for hours.
Yeah.
But we got to start silencing that, remind ourselves, no, who am I?
I'm the boss.
As I am the woman I am today.
I'm the boss. Yeah.
I'm the boss. Who do I want to be? And can I align who I want to be with these new rewiring thoughts and begin to start pumping myself up with those things? Mm-hmm. And that it is a transformation that begins to happen. You start to feel them. You start to then act like them, which is the most awesome thing you can do, right? Aligning your behaviors to the
Yeah.
woman that you want to be now.
Yeah. Do you have a personal example of something like that that you can share?
I mean,
Of
yes,
some kind of rewiring that happened?
absolutely. I'm gonna speak to my business and being an entrepreneur. I think that has to be one of the most challenging things that I've ever taken on, and
Mhm.
also most fulfilling. But I
Yeah.
question myself every single day. Am I good enough to be doing this? Can I sustain this? Am I worth people paying me money to help them create the change that they want to see? Constantly, constantly. And it was much louder. My teenage and my toddler brain were much louder as I started this process off. They're still there, but now I've empowered myself with these thoughts and beliefs. Listen, Alta, you've had over 16 years experience with working with perimenopausal and menopausal women. I think that speaks volumes that you've been able to maintain this career, right? But I have to remind myself because of past experiences having kept me down. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You don't know everything. Your body's not perfect enough.
Yeah.
Okay. And right, so I have to constantly remind myself I am good enough. I have the experience, I have the education, I have a body that has gone through all of the things that the women that I'm working with have gone through as well. And guess what, it doesn't need to be perfect. So those are my examples of how I continue myself forward. There might be a step or two back, but 4 steps forward, I just call that my salsa move, right?
Yeah.
And you keep going. I dance my way through it and continuing in my process. And I remind myself that this is not stagnant. I'm not the person that I am going to be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, nor are any of you. Nor do we want to be. We want to continue our trajectory forward. And so that's what I am in a constant reminder and rewiring of myself, my thoughts. And now I had my last pictures. Those were about 2 years now with Darina. I got to now go
That
for
was 2 years ago?
no. It's
Oh my
time
God.
to set another session, right? Because we're constantly changing, constantly progressing. I need to now see who I am in this stage of life. And so it's wonderful to be able to
Yeah,
practice.
because we're always changing, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so,
Yeah.
that is my example. Do you have any that you're working through or have?
Well, it's kind of the same because for most of my life, I was just like traipsing around the world and able to find work wherever I went and survive and experience all these amazing things, which is miraculous, because I did everything on a shoestring. So yeah, starting a business and being, having my money story, understanding and growth into that and business and owning that, like, hey, I'm a boss of my own thing now. And but yeah, you go, is it sustainable? Will this continue? Will this go on?
Right.
And but then as you do the work and the rewiring, it's like now those toddlers in the front seat next to me are just like, oh, look at the scenery. Oh, we love you. Like, it's just, you can find a serenity in all the action once you take command of it and you implement it and you take the action and you just keep going forward. And but yeah, in the beginning it was scary because fear is always in the back seat of that car too, right? It's like going, it's like,
Here's one thing I think everybody needs to remember is that it doesn't always get easy, right? This doesn't get easy in a sense because they're always going to be there in our back view. Our brains are always going to be designed to keep us comfortable, keep us safe.
Yeah.
And what our brain thinks is that you're in your comfort zone. This is your safest zone. But guess what doesn't happen in our comfort zone? Growth, change, becoming the person that you want to become, taking chances and risks that you need to take to move yourself forward. So we have to remember that our brain's always going to want to keep us right here in that safety bubble. But that your change, your growth, your amazing self happens outside of that comfort zone. So
Mhm.
you really have to get comfortable
Yeah.
being a little uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
for those who are watching and listening to this, if you are ready to take a risk, I challenge you to take just a little action step just outside of your comfort zone. For example, if you haven't had pictures taken or haven't been in your own pictures in some time, I strongly challenge you to set an appointment with a professional like Darina, who can take you through this transformation and allow you to see yourself for who you really are, how
Mhm.
others see you. And then use that experience to go, you know what? I'm ready for a next step outside of that comfort zone and a next step outside of that comfort zone. And all of a sudden your magic begins to shine, and you begin to rewire those thoughts with your actions. That's like, hell yeah, I can do more and I want to do more. That's it.
Yeah. And it's the same with going to, to someone like you, like, what do you call yourself? A trainer, personal trainer.
Trainer,
Yeah,
I'm a
because you got to confront all those feelings about your physical self, right? And that can be scary too. And then, but once you take that first step, it's like, oh, then you start expanding, and those fears get kind of pushed out, pushed out, pushed out, and it's one foot in front of the other.
yes.
And
Like
then it's all yummy.
all yummy. Like Darina said, the research is out there.
Yeah.
It is proving that our minds can make or break you,
Yeah.
can be rewired to create the change that you want to see. Your past experience can be absolutely changed and shifted with these new thoughts and new beliefs.
Hmm.
And that's it. That is the truth.
Hmm. And
It's
then
exciting.
everything gets better.
It's
Everything gets better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you are ready to take on some of these changes, we're going to keep talking about it. Right now, we're just putting it out there to you to understand, yes, you can master your mind and master your life. This idea of neuroplasticity is real and possible for you, and it can begin to change.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Oh,
All
it's
right. Well,
so
Darina,
good.
I love that we're beginning to talk about this from two different angles, right? You as the
Yeah.
one who captures the magic. You get to see these people for who they truly are, and you bring it out in the magic of your photography. It's so awesome. And I love to be able to talk about it on the mental side of your fitness, your nutrition, your lifestyle habits, and how you can begin to rewire those thoughts to align with who you want to become in that lifestyle of living healthy and fit. So I'm so excited to be able to continue these conversations to take how
Yeah.
about ourselves into the reality of who we truly are. So
Yeah. I can't wait for the next one.
absolutely. While watching, if there is anything you want to know about uh, getting a photo session done, how the best tools for you can come into hand to create your best pictures, right? Show who you truly are. And on the side of workouts, nutrition, lifestyle habits, perimenopause and menopause, and how we can align those two, who you are and how you can show it to the world and how you feel about it all, connecting those. We want to hear from you. What do you want to know? What do you want answered? And what's going on in your life? Let us know in the comments, and we are happy to answer those each week moving forward. Thank you, Darina.
Thank you so much. It's been great.
We'll see you all soon.